here at the top left-hand corner of Ohana, we have our blue Terran player from Fnatic. It is Nama. Fnatic Nama raid call his opponent down in the bottom right-hand corner is our purple Zerg player from Team Acer. She is Scarlet.
Scarlet looking incredibly good in her last 2 games now. That first one is ZVZ, just playing a very intelligent, calculated style, you know, very greedy in the beginning, but went for the quick speed. We saw her move out, play some mind games, and then backed up, had the defense set up, and then was just ahead. Without really doing any damage at all, was ahead just through mind games. In this second one, the second match, we saw her instead use a more slow defensive approach, holding off that initial aggression, realizing her opponent had taken 2 very fast gases behind it, and played very greedy to counter the heavy tech coming out of Oz there. So, I mean, she's just playing an all-around very very intelligent style right now. It's not like coming down to, you know, great engagements or anything out of Scarlet. She doesn't even need that. She's actually getting ahead with it, just by playing StarCraft.
Yeah, and are you up on your Polish lately? Because I unfortunately am not aware of what are. I saw Imba and Immortal Century All In mentioned in there, but that's,
I see Wellmu.
Yes, that's about the best I've got. So, all right. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what takes shape here in this game. Scarlet, of course, going to go hatch first. Nama not doing any sort of 2 racks. They are pretty good on this map because there's a lot of places you can hide them, but he's just going to take a little bit more normal approach. 1 rack's gasless fast expand. And we'll see what variation he decides to go from there. Is it going to be quick 2 gas into 2 base Banshee and some sort of a Banshee Hellion push? Or we're going to see a Hellion Marauder push? Or are we going to see that quick 3 base? Those are kind of the prevailing strategies that Terran players have been showing us lately.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the map's really large, and you've got a lot of situations to take advantage of the mobility that the Terran armies can offer if you tend to go for that bio play, or just generally very fast units. So.
And they are correct. Elfie greater than
yeah.
all. Well,
greater than n parenthesis, which if you guys don't know, n parenthesis, it excludes whatever's on the outside of a parameter, and there was no parameter, so that's basically infinity. Yes. By the way.
Yes.
Like in programming terms, that is what that means.
Greater than all.
A lot of computer nerds out there.
This
with another
is a little bit more interesting build, though. Hearthstone saying that he'll easy peasy Scarlet. Interesting. Maybe we'll see him play here in a bit. But Nama decided to get gas just before he put down his command center. It was actually a 17 gas. That's kind of a crazy way to go about things. It's going to allow him to move into his factory so much faster, but it's going to set back his economy just ever so slightly, but he will be able to put on some additional pressure.
Yeah, he's actually going for a very fast reactor here on his barracks, and no factory. And like, this is not like a reactor Hellion. This is just like, I'm gonna make Marines out of a reactor barracks. Now he can make a quantity, you know, a good quantity of Marines. Make like 4 Marines here. Actually, I think it'd be 6, and you can drop a factory behind this. So basically, you get out 6 Marines, and then you still go into reactor Hellions.
All right. Well, Scarlet, on the other hand, she's gone for a 3rd hatchery. Pretty normal stuff from her, though. Honestly, 3rd hatchery. Excuse me, just after his spawning pool got put down. The SCV did see quite a bit, so it has a good read on what she's up to. It sees that there's no gas or anything like that, so Scarlet could be powering out Queens here, really prioritizing that creep spread. We've mentioned that Scarlet has amazing creep spread on this program before. In fact, I think we were talking about the... Oh, she does actually go for 2 pretty early... or she goes for gas a little bit earlier than that normal, like 35 drone mark. But anyway, her creep spread, didn't we determine that like there was a TL thread that popped up that said that her creep spread was something like 65% totally efficient, and if you got any better than that, you would essentially be a machine?
I actually haven't seen that thread, but yeah, I heard creep spread is phenomenal. There's only a couple players out there that do it quite as well. Maybe DRG or Golden could try to make some sort of a tournament out of it, but I mean, really, it would kind of be like a Korea versus the world, with Scarlet actually representing Korea in that situation.
Yeah, she does have ridiculously good mechanics. All right, Starport following this up, but just a 2nd reactor being constructed for now. So a very clever build from Nama. I'm still going to pay attention to what he's doing from here on out. Scarlet, on the other hand, she's got another Queen on the way that's going to put her up to a total of 4, but, you know, it's not like any sort of Queen powering build. This is just going to give her 1 extra on top for hatcheries. Deciding to defend, putting down a couple of evolution chambers. They're very similar to engineering bays in the fact that not only do they produce upgrades, but they accumulate hit points very quickly. It's only a 35-second build time, and accumulates 750 hit points.
famous Nama build is Nerchio talking right now about what it looks like he's going for. He's did the Reactor Hellions. He followed it up with a Reactor on the Barracks, is making the Medevac, going to be working on a drop here, a drop play. And of course, he can head out with the Marines in just a second. The Hellions, of course, being very, very fast units, will be able to speed their way across the map and then get picked up by that Medevac. So he's coming up here, not going to be able to do any harass, but you mentioned, Kevin, that Scarlet went for all these Queens, and then it's just so perfect to have against this opening from Nama.
Okay, well, we'll see if Scarlet can hold on. Bailing Nest is coming up at about the right time, so she's not really doing anything that's all that tricky or all that weird. Just a nice, safe, defensive build, prioritizing creep spread, controlling the map, things along those lines. And it looks like our first Medevac full of Marines has already headed out, going to be joined by a lot of Hellions that are already out on the map. 6 of them, in fact, already in position.
Well, fortunately for Nama here, there are no Overlords that are going to spot this drop, but... Well, let's take a look at the unit positioning of Scarlet as she kills a Hellion and loses what
queen.
looks like actually an Infestor, but is a queen.
Yes.
But that was a queen wearing a costume, Kevin.
Basically.
He had the tentacles. I'm telling you, I saw the tentacles.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, so first couple of Marines dropping, but it immediately gets picked up on. And these Hellions are going to try to swing in through. The Banelings are actually going to get picked up on very quickly if that's what Nama wants to go after. No, he's going to prioritize drones. Kills quite a few to begin with, but will this be enough economic damage to justify the amount of losses he's put in here? He's killed 8 workers so far, now 10, but he does lose a ton of units, and yeah, it looks like she picks up on the drop too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Scarlet is so good. So what this build is designed to do, your goal is to pull the Queens when you go for the drop to get the Zerg to overreact, to pull those Queens from the natural expansion into the main. Scarlet was just like, I'm just going to sit tight, actually, because I know you're going to run in with the Hellions. And then Scarlet, when those Hellions came in, you know, there were 2 Queens in position, actually, which just is a testament to how smart Scarlet is, that she had both Queens sitting in the natural expansion. And, I mean, it was just that easy for her to hold off. I mean, I don't really want to reflect on the chat so much as we saw below it, but Nama is in a very, very tough spot right now because he's following this up. Did he finish Cloak? Can we check?
Yes. Yes, okay. He did.
So, I mean, we've already got Spore Crawlers here from Scarlet. She is just now seeing these Banshees. They will be coming in. It's going to be limited, the amount of damage they should be able to get done here.
Yeah, it's still going to be a little disconcerting. Overseers are on the way. There's none that are actually constructed yet. So at the very least, a Queen and a lot of drones are going to fall to this first Banshee. Second Banshee is nowhere to be found, though. Yeah, it looks like there's only 1 on the map in total. So this one finally does get picked up on. 1 drone, 1 Queen went down. That's it.
Yeah, not worth it for, you know, you look at the amount of money that you have to put in for the Cloak Banshee research. Now, it may have been a strong play if Nama were to follow this up with Mech, because Banshees, of course, do have that beautiful synergy with Thors and making them hard to deal with, you know, Mutalisks or something of that nature. But here, I mean...
Nama's following this up with an all-in, though. He has 8 production structures off of 2 bases. He's oversaturating these bases and just putting tons and tons of mules down and getting all of the resources he can from this. So he's got one more big effort, and if that doesn't succeed, then he is actually out of this game.
Well, this is a little bit scary, actually, for Scarlet, because she's going for Hive, she's going for Spire right now, 2-2, and is only halfway done. If Nama can hit a timing before 2-2 completes, he may find some success with it, but if 2-2 finishes for Scarlet, her creep spread's pretty far up. I do like, also, Nama took the Zelnaga Tower, which is so important, because if he gets ready to move out here in just a second, he does not want Scarlet to have time to react against this all-in.
Okay, well, what does Scarlet have ready to go, though? There's the first couple of Infestors. In fact, that's all 4 of them. 2 more joining the field in just a second.
Or are they Queens wearing Infestor costumes?
The question remains. Man will never know. But let's see here. The 2-2 upgrades are finishing in 35 seconds, so that's the window that we were talking about before. Nama's getting a lot of things in position, but he hasn't decided to pull any... Look at that. He's not even... Or he is slowly actually constructing supply depots still, but has to call down a lot of supplies, and that actually limits the amount of income that he can pull into this and the amount of units that he'll send forward. A lot of SCVs being pulled, though.
Oh, Scarlet's engaging this out in the front of the map. That's going to give her so much information and know that this is coming. 38 Lings on the way right now. She's going to need to make a ton of Banelings back at home. All of these Zerglings need to be converted into Banelings if she wants the best chance of holding this. There they are, 12 Banelings on the way right now, 38 Lings as well. More Infestors going to be popping out. A beautiful chain fungal going to kill all of those Marines, and with it, Nama's chances perhaps of taking this game.
And they're just pretty confident in his teammate right now, and I think we are here too, as Scarlet cleans this up magnificently. And we mentioned before, if that all-in didn't work, that was going to be it. There's GG. Scarlet has won 3 games in a row, and she has put Acer up 3-1.
Scarlet playing so incredibly well, Kevin. In this situation, once again, I feel like it came down to the forethought. I mean, she just understands this game so incredibly well. You went for a drop with Marines at this specific time with only 1 medevac. If there were 2 medevacs with Stim, entirely different story. But wait, I saw Hellions. Now you're dropping Marines in my main base. You're going to try to run into my natural in a second.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, Scarlet's winning these games without really needing to win the fights.
Well, the next player for Fnatic, they're getting down to the wire now, is going to be the person who said he would easy peasy Immortal Sentry all in Scarlet is going to be Hearthstone. Map is going to be Whirlwind, which is kind of an interesting choice, but maybe we're going to see that Immortal Sentry all in here.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It's really rough for that. The ramps
Yeah.
are huge. It's a really large map. It's a 4-play.
I'm trying to think what other maps were in the map pool that he could have chosen and decided to go for this one instead, because he explicitly said in the last game he would defeat Scarlet easy peasy with an Immortal Sentry all in.
We haven't played Cloud Kingdom yet.
Unless
we did game 1. Was game 1 Cloud Kingdom?
I forget, honestly. I think it was on Abyssal, actually. Yeah, it was on Abyssal.
Game 1 was Abyssal, then we did Daybreak. Yeah, we haven't seen a Cloud Kingdom yet, which is not a bad map for that. It's not the best, but it's not bad.
No, of course. But
Whirlwind kind of is
it's
bad
better
for
than
that.
this.
Yeah.
It's better than Whirlwind. Anyway, guys, we're going to run to a commercial break. When we come back, it'll be time for game number 5 between Acer and Fnatic. Don't go anywhere.